Hey guys, what is going on? It's me, Starting Mad and Virals Gaming, and I'm going to discuss both The Force Awakens and Rogue One, the new Star Wars trailer that most recently came out. Firstly, I apologise, it's been a long time since I watched The Force Awakens, so a lot of this is just from memory. I enjoyed the film for the most part, with the exception that I felt some of the characterizations left a lot to be desired, with maybe the exception of Finn, who I felt was quite a good character. He was well developed, he was someone you could feel sorry for, sympathise with, and it was nice to see a kind of perspective into the eyes of the enemy, in this case the First Order, otherwise referred to as the possible remnant of the old empire that was destroyed. The thing I like about Finn is that he's not this invincible god. He can take a beating, he can essentially be wounded or almost die at the hands of Kylo Ren. So why is Rey so invincible, so knowledgeable on things she really shouldn't be, and of course is capable of wielding a lightsaber with little to no training against a guy that has had years of training? And some might say, but he was injured. But that doesn't excuse the fact that he still had training and knows how to use it in such a situation, I would imagine. And this does kind of lead me on to Kylo Ren as a character, because he really started off as a good character. He was quite intimidating, quite powerful, quite monstrous, and then he was revealed as an angsty teen who just wants to be like Darth Vader, and I just felt like, oh, why butcher him in such a way and make him seem pathetic almost? And I hope that in the sequel they liberate him a bit, they get him out of this hit everything, destroy this because I didn't get this sort of mentality, because the First Order wouldn't appreciate that. I wouldn't appreciate that if I employed him. I'd be like, excuse me, that's priceless fucking equipment, you twat. So for me, Rey and Kylo Ren both embody what happens when bad writing hits the screen. And this then leads me on to the Rogue One stuff, and especially with Rogue One, a lot of people are critical of it being a female lead, and I feel like I should say this, give her a chance. The film isn't out yet. You can judge her character when you see her in full, not off a few bits of acting that you've merely glimpsed at. And for me, I kind of like the character. She seems certainly confident in her abilities, and she seems to have the experience behind her, which also is something that Rey lacked, but she does have. She obviously knows how to get out of a tight situation, and naturally being part of the rebellion, and naturally just generally having to avoid the Empire probably means she's more experienced than Rey is in combat, I would imagine. I just think people are too judgmental, especially in the wake of the Ghostbusters and all that stuff. At the end of the day, this could be a good film, and I'm optimistic for it. It has me hyped, it has me feeling the same kind of want to see it like I do for Independence Day 2. For the most part, the whole premise of the story seems almost about betrayal. And, well, in name, Rogue One, it could mean a whole lot of things. She could turn on the rebellion, she could act as a double agent, she could go a whole lot of ways. And I do hope they develop that, they show her become this, perhaps monster, this character twisted by two different intersecting ideologies. Who knows? Who knows? This is just all speculation on my part. The final thing I really want to discuss, though, is the term Mary Sue in general. It's been thrown around a lot, and I recently read an article that said, well, how can a Mary Sue be so bad because of characters like Batman and all that? And I was like, well, you're going off the character, but not the writing for the character. A character, in my eyes, is only as good as the writing itself, because if the writing's good, then the character is good. The character won't feel like a Mary Sue, they'll feel believable, they'll feel real, they'll draw you in, they'll keep you entertained essentially. If they're a bad character, then they make you roll your eyes. Take the Baldur's Gate stuff, for instance. They shoehorned in a joke about ethics and essentially made a character that may not have fit in with the lore of the already established universe, all just to pander to one group of people. It just doesn't achieve anything, nor does reigniting a cultural clash that disappeared 2 years ago and crops up only now and again in the news because, you know, gotta milk that fucking boogeyman. It's fucking ridiculous, but I digress. The whole point is, a Mary Sue is a bad character because an author essentially makes them a bad character. The author makes them invincible, makes them this, makes them that. Take Slender Man, for instance. In the beginning, he was a good character. He was mysterious, his methods were unknown, and he was just an image. something that could be believable and could almost stretch the length of the suspension of belief. And then the fandom came along and just butchered his character, added a load of lore that was unnecessary, and just made him mampy-pamby, a bit like other creepypasta characters. And I guess this is why, if I'm going to give some advice, do not let fandoms like the creepypasta community get a hold of your characters. They will destroy it in all its glory. At least if you own the character and you write a novel for the character, you know how it's portrayed. But as soon as you let a character like that loose, they will just take it and destroy it. So with that, guys, that's my advice for writing in this video. And let me know what you think of Rogue One and The Force Awakens. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think maybe they should have cast a male just to maybe add some variety or something like that? I don't know. Just post your comments below and I'll reply to them as soon as possible and stuff like that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.